The Great Maple Grove Rebellion. Picture this, a quiet suburban street, Maple Grove, where lawns are pristine and rules are ironclad. But one morning, chaos erupted. I'm Ethan, a 15-year-old gamer, gripping a half-eaten Pop-Tart, staring out the kitchen window. There she was, Margaret Hensley, the HOA's clipboard-wielding enforcer, scaling our 6-foot fence like a villain in a B-movie. Her neon vest blazed, her knee pads wobbled, and her eyes gleamed with the ferocity of someone who'd wrestle a bear over a crooked mailbox. "Grandpa!" I yelled. "She's back!" Grandpa Walt, a retired Navy engineer with a coffee mug and zero patience, rocked on the porch swing. "Fourth time this week," he grumbled, not even glancing up. "She's begging for a lesson." This wasn't just a fence-climbing stunt. It was war. A battle over flamingos, wind chimes, and our right to a teal mailbox. 3 months ago, Grandpa moved in to watch me while my parents worked overseas. By week 1, he'd declared the HOA his personal nemesis. Margaret's first strike? A fine for our unapproved mailbox color. Then she branded Grandpa's flamingo army a visual blight. The final straw? We caught her sneaking into our yard, measuring our azaleas like a detective at a murder scene. That night, Grandpa vanished into his garage. I thought he was fixing a birdhouse. I was dead wrong. Now, as Margaret landed in our herb garden, scuttling like a rogue bureaucrat, Grandpa sipped his coffee and smirked at the porch camera feed. "Watch this, Ethan." A sharp click echoed. A hidden sprinkler erupted, dousing her in green-tinted water. Grandpa's deer-repelling, peppermint-scented masterpiece. Margaret yelped, slipped, and face-planted into the oregano. "Trespassing!" I shouted from the doorway. She staggered up, clipboard raised like a shield. Grandpa strolled over, opened the gate and drawled, "Exit's here, ma'am." She stormed off, muttering about lawsuits. He handed her a laminated sign, "Trespassers may be sprayed." By lunch, our neighbor Tim had leaked the footage to the neighborhood chat, captioned, "Green Goblin down, Porch Admiral wins." The replies exploded, "Popcorn for the rematch." At dinner, Grandpa dropped a bombshell. "We're wiring the gate tomorrow," he said, pushing aside his meatloaf. I choked on my Sprite. "Is that legal?" "Only if she's dumb enough to grab it," he grinned. His garage turned into a war room, blueprints pinned to walls, wires spilling over toolboxes. For a guy who hadn't worn a uniform in decades, this was his battlefield, and he was thriving. That night, I asked, "Why do you hate her so much?" He rocked silently, then said, "She thinks she owns us, sneaks into our yard, makes rules nobody voted for. People like that steal your freedom." It clicked. This wasn't about flamingos. It was about dignity. The garage became a mad scientist's lair. Solder fumes, soda cans stacked like trophies. Grandpa unveiled the Gate Zapper 3000, a low-voltage circuit on the side gate, triggered by a motion sensor, with a camera hidden in a birdhouse. That evening, we set up camp. 2 lawn chairs, a bag of burritos, and Grandpa's ancient night vision goggles. We waited, the gate gleaming like a trap. "This is probably illegal," I whispered, munching. "Only if we post it online," he replied, "and only if she sues." At 1:47 a.m., the sensor blinked. Margaret emerged, dressed in black, her clipboard strapped like a rifle, her hoodie proclaiming, "Order is unity." She crept under the roses, muttering about illicit trellises. As her hand grazed the wired vine, a soft zap sparked. She shrieked, one sneaker flying, and crashed into the mulch, cursing invisible bylaws. Grandpa raised his burrito in triumph. "Now she'll respect us." By morning, Tim had edited the footage with cartoon sound effects and posted it. Zap. Crash. It went viral. Reddit, TikTok, even a circus music remix. Grandpa was dubbed Gate Admiral, trending nationwide. Teens on X reenacted Margaret's fall. I begged him to delete it. He shrugged. "If I'm arrested, tell him to spell my name right." But the HOA struck back. A manila envelope arrived, stamped urgent violation. Margaret's cursive screamed rage. "Your electrified gate violates safety codes. Remove it in 24 hours or face legal action." Grandpa read it in a mocking accent, frying bacon. They spelled deterrent wrong. I panicked. You're stopping, right? He pointed at the camera feed. That clipboard's the real threat. That night, a hum woke me. A drone hovered outside, its red light glaring, marked Maple Grove HOA surveillance. I banged on Grandpa's door. He peeked out, popcorn in hand. They're spying, I hissed. He squinted, then grinned. Time to teach it manners. Maple Grove turned into a circus. Neighbours rearranged lawn chairs for front row seats. A still from the Zap video was pinned to the community board. The shock felt round the block. The HOA called an emergency meeting, their flyer dripping with venom. Order must prevail. The clubhouse was a pressure cooker, stale cookies, fluorescent lights, and Margaret in a neck brace, band-aids dotting her arms. Victor Clean, HOA president and smug real estate mogul, stood like a preacher. Our community is under siege by reckless defiance, he thundered, glaring at Grandpa. This electrified gate attacked an officer. It's anarchy. Tim muttered. She climbed his fence. Victor silenced him. Effective immediately, Walter Carson faces a $600 daily fine, retroactive. Gasps echoed. My jaw dropped. Thousands of dollars. If he persists, Victor sneered, we'll pursue trespass, endangerment, and harassment charges. Grandpa stood, calm as steel. I've rebuilt tanks under fire, he said. I've seen men weep over broken radios. But I've never seen a woman sneak into my yard, then cry foul when she trips. I didn't zap the street, I protected my home. Respect my property line, and we're square. Tim clapped. Others joined. Victor's face turned beet red. Caught, he spat. Grandpa smiled. I'm free Wednesdays. The neighborhood erupted. #Gate Admiral trended. The HOA doubled down, sending bigger drones to stalk Grandpa like a fugitive. He spent a day in the garage with his buddy Carl, building Buster, a repurposed leaf blower with LEDs and static blaring speakers. One night, Buster chased an HOA drone, blinding it with light bursts. It fled, wobbling. But 3 drones swarmed the next day, scanning our yard like sci-fi cops. A news crew arrived. Reporter Sarah Vega asked Grandpa for a quote. I fought for this country, he said. If someone's counting my flamingos, they'd better bring a warrant. The clip went viral, with memes of Grandpa wielding a hose like a flamethrower. Flamingo freedom trended. Then the HOA sent a flamingo trinket with a Unity Through Rules flag. Grandpa set it beside Buster. Let 'em send toys, he said. We're not done. The neighborhood snapped. Mrs. Kim placed a flamingo by her mailbox. The Millers added 4, one dressed as a pirate. Soon, hundreds of flamingos sprouted, a pink rebellion. Victor issued fines, $100 for lawn clutter, $600 for incitement. He tried seizing one and got chased by a poodle. Grandpa stayed quiet, plotting. He built a tiny drawbridge over the garden path with a sign, Zone of Freedom. Trespassers will be amused. It sold as merch online. Victor cracked 3 days later, pounding on our door. You're done, Carson, he roared, waving papers. No porch sitting, no gardening, unanimous board vote. You're the board, Grandpa said. The street stirred. Mrs. Kim placed a flamingo at our gate. Tim added one with a Buster Rules sign. Neighbours poured out, piling flamingos. Cowboys, chefs, superheroes. Mr. Lee handed Victor a petition. To remove you, he said. Victor stammered. You can't. We're rewriting the rules, Mrs. Kim said. By dawn, Victor's yard was bare. Rumours said he fled to Nevada. The HOA transformed. New board, no drones, flamingo ban lifted. Buster got a foil medal. Grandpa just rocked saying, it's not about winning. It's about reminding folks they can be weird. My blog, The Maple Grove Mutiny, went viral. A late-night show invited us to New York. TSA triple-scanned Buster. On air, Grandpa said, some lady thought my fence was her playground. I just gave her a spark. The crowd roared. He skipped book deals. Too many rules, he said. Kids biked by, tourists snapped Buster pics, and a mural rose. Grandpa amid flamingos captioned, "Guard your yard." The new HOA apologised. Margaret vanished to a smile-mandated condo in Florida. One day, Grandpa handed me a tech camp scholarship, sparked by my Buster work. "They're lucky to have you," he said. On the porch, wind chimes hummed. A new HOA guy appeared at our fence, clipboard in hand. Grandpa clicked the camera remote. "Welcome to Maple Grove," he said. Buster turned toward the gate.